Hi, my name's Ian Pilcher. I'm a chef, as you can see. Always wanted to be a chef since I was little. I used to love cooking with my mother in the kitchen. She always used to make cakes and a lot of Italian foods. And yeah, I'm living the dream really. Turning point in my career was I was on agency and I went to go and work at Summer Lodge, which is 3 Rosette Raleigh and Chateau. And was lucky enough to be there for 18 months working under Steve Titman. He taught me so much and he made me realise how good food could be. When I went to go to a place called the Lakeside Park, and I went there under a chef called Luke Holder, who is ex-Enoteca, which is an Italian restaurant at 3 Michelin star, with Rich and Stacey, and they were both from the vineyard. We put there with a team underneath us to try and get the place a Michelin star. Yeah, when I worked for Luke, learnt lots of techniques which I managed to apply to my food today, which I'm starting to get quite proud of. I learnt setting agents like gel and gameth. So it's a little bit like agar, but when you blitz it, you don't get the granular effect that you will with agar. I learnt many different ways of using the spumers, from potato foam to setting things with gelatine, or even high foam is another option. I learned how to water bath different kinds of food and how to apply those to my style of cooking, from the heat that you can use, from even cooking fish in there at 45 degrees, 35 minutes for something like salmon, to cooking a sirloin steak in there at 53 degrees. But the amazing thing about it is, because it's only at 53 degrees, it will never go over it. So it's actually quite a simplistic way of cooking something really precise. The things that I'd never seen was, or done as it is the foie gras dish. It's called 12-12-12. Basically, you get a frozen piece of foie gras and you vac pack it, and then you sous vide cook it for 12 minutes. And then you take it out and you leave it on the side for 12 minutes. And then you put it into cold water for 12 minutes. And then you put it into ice water for 12 minutes. And because it's so precisely cooked, whether if you pan fry foie gras, you're always going to glaze the outside and overcook the middle, or you're going to underglaze it and cook the middle perfectly. Whereas by doing it like that, then when it's on your way, you take it out of the fridge and let it come to room temperature, and then you just blowtorch it, and it'll perfect every time all the way through. And then you just grill it for 10 seconds warm through the middle. He also smoked a loaf of foie gras, which I've never seen before, and basically you salt it, and then I won't tell you how, but you smoke it, and then you finally re-roll it in cling film, then you wrap it in tin foil, and then backpack it, and by doing that it will actually last for a year, because it's mostly simple as that. It's amazing when you know how. One of the most challenging points when I went to the lakeside was when I got moved from the sauce onto the fish and pasta. I used to make fresh pasta every day. I used to have to make spaghetti, tortellini, which is very strange because he doesn't do them in a traditional manner, he does them in a classical Italian, saying that even with the spaghetti as well. There was no spaghetti attachment on the machines. He used to use what was called a banjo. Basically, you roll them out into sheets and then you put it on this banjo, which is like almost like guitar wires, and then you roll it through. He used to have to make raviolis every day. One of his signature dishes was polenta ravioli, which polenta I never used to like until I went there. And I very soon realised it wasn't that I didn't like polenta, but no one ever taught me how to cook it properly. Yeah, I used to make tortellinis, tagliatelle, analottis, double analottis, which I never even knew how to make or knew what they were. And one of my favourite things that I learnt when I was there was, as well as making gnocchi, we used to make what was called stuffed gnocchi, which was a mixture of dry mash and pasta flour. And when you make it right to the right consistency, you can roll it out like pasta flour. So I used to have great fun with that, putting them through soups, making dishes out of them. And some of the best vegetarian food I've seen. The other things I used to do is something called stuffed tagliatelle. A very long time to do, but really worth it. Basically, you roll out the sheets of pasta, and you're basically making the length of a tagliatelle by stuffing it with a filling, and then you have to encase it on both sides. So it can take a long time to do, but when it goes out, it's always worth it. And one of the ones that I did that I liked was scallop mousse. And then you put like a light light fish sauce over it and a couple of bits through it, and they don't think they're getting much, and then when they cut into the pasta, they get the sort of shock factor. I want to push myself again. I want to be cooking better food. I now know how good food can be. His Italian influence was amazing. The pasta work that I can do now. He doesn't use so much fat in his cooking, it's a lot cleaner. And I really want to push to learn more and see what I can achieve.